What we've talked about over the past few days, it actually started after Florida State, but just the sense of urgency of every day, the importance of every day, and the seriousness of college basketball and what it takes to be a good team and a good player. And it's every day. You have to show up every day at a high level. That means concentration, that means your work, that means your attention to detail. And you have to show up to play every day. It doesn't matter if it's Florida State or if it's Florida Atlantic. It doesn't matter. Every game. If we can get as a program, if we can get to the point where the young people in our program understand every game's the most important game because we're playing, then we'll have a chance to have the type of program that we all say we want to have. And so we've just gotten back to work. We're trying to correct some things. We're trying to improve some things. And the thing that we're trying to do is to have the consistency of preparation and the consistency of effort every day in our work.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably won't fully know, I guess, until tomorrow night. But how does it seem like the guys have internalized what you've been trying to tell them or what you've been trying to put through to them?
I think they hear me. Our work has been good. The concentration has been good, but we have to be able to do it in real-time game situations. And tomorrow presents a different type of challenge because it's a road game, and it's at a place that'll be new. There will be a lot of emotion involved, a lot of excitement, a lot of anticipation, and on top of that, it's a good team, and it's a team that's hungry, and a team that's well coached, and a team that has a culture of always playing hard, of executing, of cutting hard, of defending together. That's what Andy's been able to create there over his 10 years. And he has some continuity in his program now, which he's probably been hit more than anyone with that, with the transfers, especially of the good player. But he's got good players now, and I know they'll be excited to be playing at home and to have not just an ACC opponent, but the local ACC team come into their place to open it up.
You mentioned on the radio this morning you're unhappy with Friday's practice, and you absolutely kicked them out of practice. What was the cause of that, and have you ever done that before in your career?
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it just about every year I've been a head coach that I can remember at different points. I didn't think the concentration, the level of intensity, the communication was where it needed to be. And I knew what we were up against. I knew we were playing a good team. I also knew that we were up against human nature because of coming off of a big win. And for us, it was emotional. And we expended a lot of energy. And the natural reaction at times is to think, for young people, not for us as adults, but for young people to think, okay, this one won't be as hard. And I knew it would be because I knew that team was good. And what happened to them in their game prior to us is something that can really unite a team and make them believe even more. And so I knew we were going to be playing against a good team. I knew we were going to be playing against human nature. I knew we were going to be playing at a different time at noon. I knew the energy wouldn't be the same as it was on Wednesday. And so that's a recipe. And I saw it, and we were trying to correct it. That's what kicking them out of practice was trying to get their attention of this is important. This is what we're up against. This is what, and our mindset's not right. Unfortunately, we couldn't get out of it.
Coach, have you seen Xavier and Trey specifically responding to this early adversity? We talked so much about them stepping up as leaders before the season, so how are you kind of seeing that play out?
They haven't played as well as they're capable of playing in the first two games. I mean, that's the reality. I think they've tried, but they just haven't, at times I think it's hard to break a habit. And I think for them, last year they had to do so much. There was so much on their plate. And if they didn't, then we really didn't have a chance to win. And I think we have a little bit more this year. And so at times I think they've pressed in the first two games. And they've tried to make things happen, and I think it's hurt them, and I think it's hurt us a little bit. And so getting them to trust more, to slow down a little bit, and to be stronger, both mentally and physically, and to just play and stop thinking so much.
Jeff, I mean, when you look at Robert Morris' schedule, I'm sure from the fans' perspective, I imagine from the players' perspective as well, this is kind of the one that's circled. You know, what do you make of being that opponent for a team, and does it, in your experience, does that present a different level of energy? Is it maybe a negative for that team to have that kind of a build-up?
Well, I think anytime you play these types of Robert Morris, Nichols was the same way. If you look at theirs, they had other, a Big Ten team, they play a SEC team coming up, but sometimes it's a little bit different playing an ACC team just because of the level of respect that this conference has, nationwide. For Robert Morris, not just playing against an ACC team, but a local ACC team, but also the excitement of opening up a new building. I know they're excited about that, and I know everyone associated with their program is excited about it, and so it'll be a big day for them. I'm sure their coaching staff will have them prepared. Sometimes is it too much? Yeah, you can have too much energy sometimes, but they have a veteran group, and I'm sure I know they'll be ready to go, and I know that place will be jumping.
Why did you agree to help them open up their
We were asked to.
Do you agree to and wanted to do it because it's a tough game for you guys, right?
We were asked to. So.
Gotcha.
Regarding emotions after a loss on this past Saturday, do you try and have them forget and move on to prepare for the next team, or do you try to tap into it to fuel them to work better?
Yeah, you should never forget. You should always remember, and you should use it. We can't forget because it's a reason why it happened. One of the things I told our guys after we beat Florida State the very next day when we got together for practice and we did feedback, and I said to them, I asked them, why did we beat Florida State? Why do you guys think? And I thought we beat them because for that night, for that 40 minutes, I thought we were tougher. I thought we were a little bit hungrier, and we did the dirty work. Why did we lose to Nichols? They were hungrier. They did the dirty work. They were the first. I thought the last play of the game was indicative of the night. It's a 3-point game. We have a chance. We lose control of the ball, which was another turnover, which was our 13th of the half. But they're the first to the floor. And that was indicative where a few nights prior to that, we were the first to the floor every time. And then they get it, and they actually miss a layup. And they tip it in. We only have 2 guys in the picture. They have 4 in the picture. And I thought that was a perfect, example of that night. And so you can't forget it. You have to remember it. You have to use it because in order for us to have a chance to win, we are not going to out-talent anyone. That's the truth. That's the reality. And so all these things we have to understand. We have to do them at a high level. We got to take charges. Against Florida State, we took 3. We were in the help side. We were the first to the floor. We out-rebounded them. All these things. We only had 13 turnovers. All these things that were necessary for us to put us in a position to win, we have to do them night in and night out, no matter who we're playing, at a very high level. And those are the things that we can control, and we didn't do a good job of that on Saturday.
Jeff, Terrell, Justin, and Ryan have come off the bench both games, but they've been among the top 5 in minutes. Both games. Could you see yourself making a change in that regard?
Possibly. That's something that we're, looking at, and it's something that could possibly happen.